Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guide 365, and today I'm going to review the 4K Ultra HD Steelbook edition of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Okay, it's here. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Paramount. It can be found as a standard slipcover edition, as well as a non-exclusive steelbook, both available at your local and online retailers. Now, when it comes to the film, I am a big fan of the franchise. I remember watching the very first movie in the theater. I actually remember the exact theater I watched it in, and I've been just following these films ever since. They've gotten progressively more interesting with style, various directors, the casts. I mean, honestly, this franchise, I think, does it better than most trying to emulate it. I would even say Fast and Furious, not really a fair comparison, but for long-running franchises, I think Mission Impossible really just ups the ante from entry to entry. Now, going into this movie, this one had a difficult task because right out of the gate, you knew it was a two-part film. So, of course, there's going to be a bit of a cliffhanger. There's going to be a lot of unresolved elements, and it's also, at least for me, a little harder to judge the film on its own without having seen the second movie. So I kind of felt that way with Avengers Infinity War and then going on to Endgame, because you knew they were kind of like very much joined at the hip, so to speak. So I have the same feeling here. While it has all the great elements of a Mission Impossible movie, I mean, once again, the cast is phenomenal. There's a great array of characters. Action scenes are second to none. There's a lot going on, but really at the end, there are some unresolved story elements that, one, I would say, without going into spoiler territory, there's a lot of criticism at a few choice moments in the movie, and I actually agree with a lot of those criticisms. But once again, I can't really, without having seen the second one, to see if those are satisfactorily resolved in any way or something like that. So it's difficult. I mean, the movie is good on its own, but it does feel incomplete, which is a bit of a bummer. But we have to wait another year and a half or so, maybe 2 years, to watch the follow-up. So we'll see what happens, but I do recommend it, especially if you are a fan of the franchise. Just, kind of temper your expectations and realize that there is a follow-up coming. All right, we're going to talk about the picture quality and the audio in just a moment, but first, let's do a quick unboxing of the Steelbook. Okay, we have the non-exclusive 4K Steelbook edition of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. I like the artwork. I think it's got a nice shine to it, so it looks really good in person. And back, and then the spine. And I believe the 4K Steelbook has the Blu-ray with it. The other versions, I don't think they do. So if you want the Blu-ray edition, in addition to the 4K, you have to get the Steel. But we got interior artwork, so I think overall it looks really nice. Now let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has a 2:3:9:1 aspect ratio. Sorry folks, no IMAX scenes or expanded aspect ratio for this particular release. It has a 4K digital intermediate and graded with both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. For purposes of this review, I will be discussing the Dolby Vision encode. Now, if you're a longtime follower of my channel, you are probably well aware of my views on inserting quote-unquote grain into films shot digitally. More often than not, it comes through as not being very authentic, and I believe it cheapens the overall experience. I understand to a degree why a film like Mission Impossible, the latest one, using purely digital cameras, they didn't want a clean digital look for the finished picture. At the end of the day, they want the previous entries to all match aesthetically. This is purely my own personal nitpick, but I just wanted to throw that out there. Bit rates hover from the 50s and 60s throughout the film, which will no doubt be a point of contention for those pixel counters out there, but to my eyes, the disc encode was perfectly fine. The 4K digital intermediate allows details to really stand out. Close-ups of facial features are very well realized, where every pore, freckle, and sorry Tom Cruise, age line show up for all to see. The image clarity is pretty sharp, not quite enough to draw blood, but still great. As for Dolby Vision, the film's palette is noticeably bolder than what we saw in the franchise's prior entry, Fallout. Scenic locations are breathtaking, infused with the grading, and the various primaries each offer an appreciable boost to the overall color space. Skin tones look natural throughout. Black levels are rendered well with no problems, and shadow detail is also on point. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a Dolby Atmos audio mix. With this being a Mission Impossible film, it better really deliver when it comes to the audio, and thankfully this film does not disappoint. The film's various action scenes make full use of the soundstage with a fully immersive track. The punchy low end takes no prisoners with aggressive explosions, hard-hitting gunshots, and robust score beats. The opening scene with the sub will knock more than a few books off the shelf. High channel activity is very consistent and plentiful. A wide array of complementary and discrete effects will make audiophiles happy, with additional mid-level and rear action bringing in a more immersive experience. In the film's climax involving the train, as well as the sandstorm sequence near the film's beginning, the surround elements really pull you into the film with fun audio beats. Dialogue is clear even during the movie's more chaotic moments, and the fronts offer their support and do a good job with their respective audio cues. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray a solid A. The film's 4K picture is a very solid and worthwhile pickup on the format. Dolby Vision offers sharp, robust colors with a very clean picture, and there were no source-related issues present. If you're a fan of the franchise, the 4K is certainly the way to go. For the audio mix, I'm going to score this one an A+. The Dolby Atmos is an outstanding, very immersive experience from start to finish, which should please most audiophiles. Action scenes hit with authority, and even the quieter moments have their time to shine. This is going to be a fun time at home, and one you should revisit time and time again. So that is my review of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. If you're interested in picking up a copy for yourself, I will leave an Amazon link in the comment section below. If you use it, it really helps out the channel. But if you have the disc already, let me know your thoughts. Let's talk about it. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.